Top of the morning to you. It's your brother Bedford. We are back out in these streets, about to get it in. People out here getting their runs on. It's early Saturday. It's a beautiful morning. Had a question come in about someone wanting to get into entrepreneurship, and they were just asking me, well, brother Bedford, what is the key motivator for you? What motivates you, brother Bedford, to become an entrepreneur, to withstand the bankruptcies, the foreclosures, the lack of cash flow, the strained relationships, all of those things that most, if not all, every entrepreneur that I've encountered has the story. I love the way Dr. Dennis Kimbrough puts it, surviving the hell and high water of entrepreneurship, because it's a new learned behavior. It's new habits for really all of us. The educational system does not train us to become entrepreneurs, so all of this is new, and so we have to unlearn stuff, and then we have to learn new stuff. So what motivates you to keep going? There's really one core motivator, and then there's these offshoots. I see that sun coming up over my shoulder there. Don't want the glare to be there. There we go. Let's do that. The core motivator for entrepreneurship, especially for black entrepreneurs, it's really all entrepreneurs, but when you really think about it, what we want is freedom. That's the core motivator for entrepreneurship, is that you want freedom. Now, there are these different types of freedoms that we can factor in, right? There's the freedom of money. There's really four of them. I'll just give you four. There's the freedom of money. You don't want to be dependent on someone providing you your means of income, what you need to survive, to put food, clothing, and shelter, for you and your family. So you need money to do that, to make sure that you can feed yourself, clothe yourself, shelter yourself. So freedom of money is one. The other is freedom of time, right? There's a lot of people who, good morning, at this particular time, don't have the luxury of taking walks around the lake in the park, because their time is consumed right now with going into a job or something that they hate. Now, don't get me wrong. If you love your job, this is not Brother Bedford saying, you got to get out your job and all of that type of stuff. But if you don't like your job, you want time. And in fact, time is your most valuable asset. It's the only thing that we have, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. If this last year and a half hasn't taught us anything, it should have taught us that, right? That freedom of time is a premium. Right? I'm gonna stop right here so that I won't walk and trip or nothing. So freedom of money, right? To be able to buy what you want, and in particular, just the basic needs, income, for food, clothing, and shelter. Freedom of time. We don't get any more of that. The other is freedom of relationship, right? To be able to pick and choose the types of people that you want in your life, and mainly when you're doing that, these people help. They give you something, right? They help to foster your growth or your development, or just anything. It's just the relationship. We always talk about the importance of relationships, but the freedom to be able to choose certain types of relationships, to nurture those relationships, is critical to entrepreneurship. I'll just give you an example. Just yesterday, to be able to get on a 15-minute call with Dr. George C. Frazier yesterday, and go over just a couple things, but just him to drop one or two nuggets. So we're masterminding in this brief moment, and to get one or two nuggets from Dr. Frazier, because I have that relationship, it's priceless. It's something that I take with me to my grave. It's something that I can pass on to my children, or pass on to you all. So to be able to have certain types of relationships, that's a key motivator. And of course, when you're successful, it also helps with developing your relationships with your spouse or your children. So that's a key motivator of why we do what we do, why we go through the ups and downs, why we're so hell-bent on being creative and adding value and all of those different types of things. It's the freedom of relationship. So you got the freedom of money, freedom of time, freedom of relationship, and then that last key motivator is freedom of purpose, right? When you kind of lock in on, and Dr. Dennis Kimbrough told me this is again one of these relationships. Good morning. One of these great relationships that you're working so hard to nurture. He told me, Brother Bedford, the two greatest questions you can ask yourself, if you're not really alive, until you ask yourself, who are you, right? And why am I here? Why did God bring me here? So what's my purpose, right? And so entrepreneurship allows you the freedom to begin to explore who you are and why you're here and what are the unique talents, skills, and gifts and capabilities that you have that adds meaning to your life and the lives of others. And so those are the things, those core freedoms. So the core is freedom, but then you have those 4 core freedoms that are the chief motivators for your entrepreneurial life. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this answered that question that the young lady asked. What motivates you, Brother Bedford, to stay and go through all of the ups and downs of entrepreneurship? And so there it is. Let me do a quick recap. Freedom of money, freedom of time, freedom of relationships, and freedom of purpose. And I hope that this has been helpful. If it's been helpful, like it, love it, share it. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. I've been interviewing, I got a whole brand new slew of interviews coming of successful brothers and sisters who are building million-dollar businesses still, even during COVID, still generating millions of dollars. So I got some bad brothers and sisters that I've been interviewing, and we're getting ready to launch that new series over on the YouTube channel. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this, subscribe. Make sure you let your family and friends know. If you watch it on Facebook, just like it and love it and share it. And then, of course, give me your feedback. Let me know if your brother's sharing anything of value, to you. All right, so this is your Brother Bedford. I see everybody's getting it in, so let me go ahead and get it in, and I will talk to you shortly. Peace.